Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Kevin, and welcome back to The Holler. Hey, today I got an awesome grilled steak fajita recipe for you. So sit right there and let's get started. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Let's go ahead and get these fajitas going. So first thing we're gonna use is I got some skirt steak. I got this from a grocery store called Safeway. This is the only way I found it, was in this package deal here. And it was $9.49 a pound. And this is 1.37 pounds. And this is choice graded. So let's go ahead and make this up a marinade. I'm kind of making this up on the spot. I don't have a recipe for this. So the first thing we're going to put in is just some Italian dressing. This is just a generic brand. Use whatever you like, your favorite. I'm just going cheaper here. We'll put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in here. And I have 2 limes. Just gonna squeeze the juice. Alright, for seasoning, let's put a little bit of chili powder in here. Not a ton, because we're going to be making some fajita seasoning later. A little bit of cumin. And let's do a little bit of garlic powder. Mix that up. And that's all we're gonna do for our marinade. And before I get the meat in here, I'm going to actually take some of the marinade and put in this bottle. This will be later when we're cooking the vegetables. All right, here's our skirt steak. It's a little bit bigger, or at least I say longer and thinner than I thought it was from the package. But that is just fine. Let's go ahead and get it in here. Alright, so I'll be cooking this tonight. It's now around 11:30 my time. So it's gonna get quite a few hours marinating in the refrigerator. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get the lid on this. Get it in the refrigerator. And I'll see you guys back when we're ready to start cooking. Alright, let's make a little bit of fajita seasoning, and forgive me if this is not traditional, but I'm putting in it what I like. So first, 1 teaspoon of coarse pepper, 1 teaspoon of just some sea salt, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. One teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and half a teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Just took the steak out of the marinade. It is 5 o'clock my time now, so we've had it in here since 11:30. 5.5 hours it was marinating. So let's go ahead and season it up with our seasoning we made. Let's get the other side. Alright, we're just waiting on our coals to come up and we'll get the stuff going. Alright, so today we're going to be using a Weber Kettle to cook these fajitas. And I'm trying to get this thing screaming hot right now. So you saw me, I did a whole chimney full of charcoal. I basically let it go all the way until they were almost all the way ashed over. And then we're setting up 2 zones here, just so I do have a little bit of wiggle room. If I need to pull it off the fire, I can pull it off. So I'll be cooking on one side and just use the other side as more of a cooling. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rack on. That way that can be coming up to temp, and I'll get it all cleaned up. One thing I forgot to mention, I do have the vents on the bottom of the kettle about 3/4 to almost all the way open for maximum airflow. And then I got the top ones about the same. Alright, our grill's ready to go. You can see I put the cast iron skillet to the side here in the cooler section. That way it can be coming up to temp. So what I want to do is I want to cook the meat first, and while it's resting I'll cook the vegetables, and then we'll mix it all together. So I'll just leave that on there so it's at temp. So let's go ahead and get the meat on. And what we're doing here, since this is a really thin piece of meat, I wouldn't expect it to be this thin, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to cook it right. I'm going to do 3 minutes per side, and hopefully that comes out. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and flip it over. Alright, so I did 3 minutes on one side, and actually ended up going 4 on the other side. We're going to call that good. I'm going to let that be resting up, and then we're going to get our vegetables going. Let's get our vegetable pan right over the fire. Now it should be good and hot and ready to do the vegetables up. Now I'm going to season the vegetables up with a little bit of SPGO. And then remember some of the extra marinade that I put in the squeeze bottle? We're going to use that now. Alright, while our vegetables are getting done, some vegetables as far as like how long do they cook, I mean that's up to you. Do you like them crunchy, do you like them softer? So you can keep trying them as they go. I mean, like I said, it's totally up to you. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut this meat up and get it ready. You can see this is a pretty big skirt steak. It was long, this way. You see the grains are actually going back and forth like this. And you want to cut across the grain. And I'm not about to make some strips this long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it this way. Then I can just turn them sideways and cut strips against the grain. Actually, these are still a little bit long. You go ahead and cut them in half again. Let's see what we got for as far as our meat goes. Got a little bit of pink in it, but like I said, this was look how thin it was. Really hard to do a thin piece of meat to get it, you know, perfect. But let me give it a taste real quick. Nobody see. That'll work. All right, my vegetables are definitely done. Now I'm gonna take that cut up meat and any juices that'll go with them. Let's put it back in on top of them. Alright guys, and just like that, they're done. So you can see it's a pretty simple recipe. I've already tried the meat for you. What I'm going to do is we're going to eat them in some actual corn tortillas tonight. My wife is trying to stay away from gluten right now, so that's what we're going to do. But do whatever you want. If you want to put them in regular flour tortillas, put them in corn tortillas, put them over rice, make a rice bowl. You know, it's your choice. Do whatever you want. But I'm not going to try them since I tried the meat a while ago, and they're actually in there waiting on me to get this done so we can actually eat. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. That's it for our steak fajita recipe. As always, if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And always, holler back.